Shabbat Shalom. I'm Rabbi Gary Glickstein from Temple Beth Shalom, Rabbi Emeritus. The parasha for this Shabbat is Shlach Lecha, and it is one of the more well-known stories in the Torah. It has to do with the 12 scouts that Moshe sent out to the Promised Land to bring back a report. And of course, when they brought back the report, they were not unanimous. There were 10 who had one view and 2 who had a different view. Let me read to you the view of the 10. At the end of the 40 days, they returned from scouting the land. They went straight to Moshe and Aharon and the whole Israelite community at Kadesh in the wilderness of Paran, and they made their report to them and to the whole community. And they showed them the fruit of the land. This is what they told them. We came to the land you sent us to. It does indeed flow of milk and honey, and this is its fruit. However, the people who inhabit the country are powerful, and the cities are fortified and very large. Moreover, we saw Anakites there, Amalekites dwell in the Negev region, Hittites, Jebusites, and Amorites inhabit the hill country, and the Canaanites dwell by the sea and along the Jordan. This seems to have disturbed the people because Caleb, one of the 12, hushed the people, it says, and said, "Let us go up by all means. We shall gain possession of it, and we shall surely overcome it." But those 10, they came back and said, "We cannot attack that people, for it is stronger than we." Then they spread calumnies among the Israelites about the land that they had scouted, saying, "The country that we traveled and scouted is one that devours its settlers, and all the people that we saw in it are men of great size." And people were afraid when they heard this report. But Caleb and Joshua, they said, "No, we can do this." Now, the end result is that this is seen by God and Moshe as a rebellion against God, and the people are punished severely, and I recommend that you read this portion. You'll really, I think, get a great deal out of it, but I want to focus on the last verses of the portion because that's where it tells us we are to wear fringes on our garments. And what is the relationship of those fringes to not only this story, but all of the mitzvot? And the answer is, it says, "These fringes shall be made on the corners of your garments throughout the ages, and we shall attach to the white fringes a blue fringe at each corner." And that why? Because you shall see it, look at it, and remember the commandments and observe them. To see, to remember, and to do. We're to see those fringes. But in today's fringes, our fringes tend to be white only, without blue. So what are we to look at? I would argue that one of the things we're to look at is we're to see something that isn't there visually. We're to see the blue thread that is supposed to be there. When we look at the world, we're not just to see it as it is, but to see it as God wants us to see it as more beautiful than it is, at what it can be, at its potentiality. For us to envision through those fringes that by doing the mitzvot, by doing what God expects of us, that we can make the world more like what it should be. To see there is something beyond the eyes, beyond what others see, and to understand that that is our task as Jews and as human beings created in the image of God. It's Shabbat. It's a time to open our eyes to see, and then, after we remember, to do. Shabbat Shalom.